find it out from Jeson Joshua how he actually made possible to get in Denmark and what all challenges he faced. Let's invite him to our channel. Hello Jason, how are you?
Busy, busy. Hang on.
Okay, Jason.
Yeah.
So officially, I'm welcoming you to our channel. Okay. Just let me ask me about your childhood dates. How was it, and where was it, and how was this all the excitement?
My Bangalore days, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. School. I mean,
I am.
actually, your childhood school days.
School days.
Yeah.
School days was quite exciting.
Okay.
I did my schooling in a very small village actually, in Chhattisgarh,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
and it was the name of the school was a Carmel Convent School, so it's basically a convent school run by a couple of nuns.
Okay.
Um, So that was the only school in the village
Okay.
that I was born and raised.
Okay.
But I was lucky to have that education because that's really helped me in a way that I could navigate myself through my life in a way that I am here today. So I think I definitely have to give it credit to that school, even though it's a very small school in a small village in Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
But that was a good one,
Okay.
and I really thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
The best thing that happened to me was like I was really into sports and everything, so I was a sports captain in that school
Oh, really?
for the last
Okay.
yeah. So I was doing that, and then I played like 4 or 5 state levels in basketball
Jesus Christ.
when I was in the
See, I'm talking to a real
yeah.
athlete, right?
I was, but then over the time I realized that you have to be really tall to actually being in basketball.
Uh-huh.
And then I think after for my bachelor's, actually, I did my bachelor's in Kerala,
Okay.
and I did my bachelor's in a college called Catholic College in
Okay.
Pathanamthitta,
Okay.
and there I got my admission in a sports quota actually
Oh,
because
really?
I was doing it. So yeah, exactly. I think my school gave me a very good foundation. I was lucky to have
In Chhattisgarh,
that.
right? Oh,
Yes,
that's really
yes.
good. Yeah.
It's not much. It's just yeah.
I
It's
know.
not much. It's
See,
really small.
see,
Yeah.
representing district, that's not a small thing. It's a really good thing.
Yeah. It is a big thing when you are looking at it from the inside. When you look
Definitely,
at it from the
definitely.
outside, it's like yeah. But that was my school time. Um, yeah. Now that I'm here, I definitely want to go back
Hmm?
to my roots once again,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah, I understand.
just
I
to have a
totally
pause and
understand.
catch up on
Yeah,
it.
I totally understand. That
Yes,
nostalgic feeling will always
yes,
be there.
yep,
Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. So, thereafter, what about your higher education?
I did my bachelor. I did my plus one and plus two. The high school, I would say, in South India we say plus one, plus two, right? And I think here they say high school or something like that. Anyways, I did that in another town. I moved out of from my
Pathanamthitta.
parents actually at the no. It is still in Chhattisgarh.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
after my tenth school, I moved out from my parents, and I started living by myself.
Okay.
For 6 months or something, I was in a hostel where I got beat up
Oh, really?
from yeah. I got beat up from my warden. I hated the food there. Actually, it was ridiculous. I used to sleep in this one gigantic room where they had like 30, 40 students
Yeah.
in one room. Yeah. The food was horrible and I couldn't stand it. And then I changed it to PG.
Okay.
That 2 years was a very good learning curve for me because I was by my own.
Yeah.
I had, my dad would send me a very small money to, to
Survive.
eat or something that yes, survive.
Exactly.
And I would spend that money in first 2 days he would send me. And, and rest of the month when I felt, I mean, of course I had a woman who used to bring lunchbox for me.
Okay.
But I didn't even like her food.
Okay.
But then what I used to do, like whenever I used to feel like hungry, I used to just sleep, drink some water, sleep, and then that's how I used to do. And I learned a lot actually in terms of
Okay.
cash management, in terms of how to survive. And then I did that for 2 years. I was in that small town in Chhattisgarh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was done with North India. Then I said said to my dad that what, I need to go to Kerala. I need totally different things, like in terms of the landscape, people, language,
Mm-hmm.
culture. I need a total change, and I then moved to
Okay.
the south of India.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the best decision I made in my life, I have to
Oh,
say.
really? So that was a really that was really a
What?
transformation period for you, right?
Yeah,
With
that was because Kerala is totally different when it comes to so
Chhattisgarh.
many things. For example, in college, uh, there's so much political involvement going on, and I had no idea about politics. For example, KSU, SFI, and whatnot, and I got ragged like crazy the first year by all the seniors.
Oh,
The first 6 months, all the seniors, they will come and they rag me because of the way I was wearing my dress,
uh-huh.
because I was coming from North
Yeah,
India.
yeah, yeah.
So I would have this long, of course now I do not have hair, but back in those good days I had long hair until here.
It doesn't matter. It
And I
doesn't
will,
matter.
yeah. And then I will just pull down my jeans really low down, and all the seniors will come to me and rag me because of
Your looks.
yeah, my looks. And the best part about, and I was truly open about that because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anyone, and they will rag me. And 6 months down the line, I was able to being friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
So all the seniors who were ragged me, they're ultimately friends of mine actually.
Okay.
And all the guys who, yeah, and the local guys from my class, they used to run away. They knew the drill, so they would just escape during the lunchtime
Okay.
to escape the, yeah, ragging and whatnot. But it helped me, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
and
I
then I
can
did my master's in Bangalore.
I
Yeah,
can feel you from your expression that you totally enjoy that life there.
I did.
And what
It
about
was a
the
good
athletic
time.
side?
Yeah.
You're actually going side by side. You're going to sports during this period?
Doing now or
No, during those period
do you
actually when
mean?
you're studying.
No, actually, I no. When I did my graduation bachelor's, I got the yellow fever, the
Oh,
jaundice actually, and it stayed with me for like 2 long years.
uh-huh,
So I couldn't, play or anything. I was totally like off diet
uh-huh.
and off any sports activities. So I was more involved, like politically, I would say,
Oh,
in strikes
really?
and whatnot.
So you've been all the way. You have been all around. It's been been academics, sports, politics. You totally enjoy. I wish
Yeah, I totally enjoyed it.
Oh, that's really good. Anyway, so what about your work environment? Actually, when you where you actually started your works uh, environment? Your first,
Okay, so my first job
yeah.
was with a bank called Northern Trust,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a custodian bank, and the department I was working for was called transfer agency.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they are into hedge fund trading on real time. So I was supporting a market for Ireland, UK,
Uh-huh.
and Channel Islands actually.
Okay.
So we would place deals on real time. For example, what comes in, we will make the hedge fund trading. If something goes wrong, it's a loss for the company actually. So it was like that was my first time, and I was happy with the first job.
Okay.
I spent one and a half year there,
Uh-huh.
and that is when I got exposed to the Western culture, should I say?
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
I
going
was
to ask.
fascinated.
You okay?
Yeah, yeah, and I was fascinated with that, and I was like, okay, this is not enough. This is not where I want to
Okay.
spend my life.
Okay.
And yeah, and 1.5 year, I thought, I will move to Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
see what I've got there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just put on my papers, and I just moved there.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately or unfortunately, it didn't work out. I didn't like Dubai. I mean, like, no offense to people who live there, but it was not meant for me
Mm-hmm.
because I felt that it is not that natural, and I enjoy being in nature and at least seeing a lot of greeneries around me.
Understand that.
And Dubai was not, yeah. Dubai is quite um, opposite to what I would want to spend my life in, actually.
So,
Yeah, and I just came back.
okay, okay. So all your actually
Yeah.
dream was actually getting to that European Western culture, right?
Yeah, I was. It's a step by step. I wouldn't say it was my dream because I think, what drives
Mm-hmm.
me is that I'm able to take risk. Let's say if I, had I, when I would come to, let's say if I go back 3 years back, 3 or 4 years back when I came to Copenhagen or whatever, if I didn't like Copenhagen, I would just move back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how I'm naturally built, because I mean, you just have one life. You got to do what makes you happy. You cannot
Correct.
be stuck in, you cannot be stuck in a place for the rest of your life just because you get money. Of course, money is a big factor, but I think there's more to it than just money in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that. So anyway, your work during that Ireland sector, I mean, actually where you are actually going providing your service, there has been a lot of influence during that work, right?
Yeah, it has. I think that was a source of why I thought of looking into a world beyond Bangalore,
Yeah.
and people were like, even the culture was totally different. When I used to talk and go out with the people from Ireland and UK, and the way they had their culture, I just totally want to experience it, and
Mm-hmm.
it resonated with me
Mm-hmm.
so much that it's very outgoing, and it's open culture. So I kind of it just clicked to me so fast that I just wanted to do
So that's
it.
what that was the key point, I think. So you don't like this. Maybe I should actually go to this actually European country. Currently, you are in Denmark, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
So
something like that. Yes.
maybe that's why actually I assume that maybe from your Ireland service section actually where it was in Bangalore, you got actually fascinated, and obviously you couldn't accept that UAE environment, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I totally believe that, and I think in everyone's life there is that factor,
Mm-hmm.
there is that trigger actually that pushes them. Okay, they see something or they spot something while they are going up there in their life, and something triggers, and then they just move to that particular direction. So it's just a matter of when they get the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was that point of time in my life when I got the trigger of looking to something that I want to do, and then I just pursued it.
Okay. So
Yeah,
how long you been UAE?
UAE. I was. I think my plan was to get a job there.
Okay,
So I stayed there for 2 months,
okay.
and at the end of the second month, I was living with my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
So he got me another visa for 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got me another visa,
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, I mean, he already got me one. And I said, I cannot do it. And even with the visa, I just came back to India.
Yeah.
So I think all in all, I could have stayed there for like 6 months or something with all this visa thing going on. But I just came back in 3 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came back to India at that time. You were in Bangalore.
Yes, I was in Bangalore. I was in Bangalore. I was not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is one thing that personally I feel never triggered uh, or never helped me is that I am not really good in giving or convincing people actually, because when I came back, my dream job was to get into Goldman Sachs,
Okay.
and I went for an interview in Goldman Sachs, and I nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Interview. There were 3 guys interviewing me. I nailed it. I was super positive. Uh, I answered every single thing they asked, and I was positive. I came back very happy, thinking that I will get the job, but then I never got a job.
Okay.
And over the time, I realized that I'm not good at convincing people. I don't know why, but I'm not good in interviews.
I don't know. Actually, I cannot actually.
The funny,
I cannot.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the irony is, yeah,
Uh,
you were saying,
yeah.
yeah.
So what I say, the thing is, what you said that you're not actually good at convincing people. Maybe I cannot actually accept that. You're really good. You're really expressive. I don't actually what makes you to you can actually convince people. I don't know. Maybe that job wasn't for you.
Yeah, so I mean, like, if you will drill down that why was that job not for me, then you can get to a point that why wasn't it for me. So I mean, like, if we say that that job wasn't for me, it is a very over the top statement,
Hmm?
like in a way that I like to drill down to like the bottom of things like
Okay.
why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I do not see no reason why didn't I got why didn't I get hired for that job? I mean, like uh, maybe yeah, like you said, it was not meant for me.
Maybe.
But that is just again like from the top, what we see. Yeah, but for whatsoever reason, I'm convinced that I'm not good in convincing people, and that is okay with me. I don't have to. But when you work in corporate life, I think at some point of time you have to convince people.
Okay.
And yeah, but that's my story.
Okay. And one more question, Jason. When this idea actually Denmark, when this actually you popped up this idea of getting in Denmark, who gave you
Okay,
that
so I'm a
idea, or you or it by yourself, or did you give any somebody actually influenced?
no, yeah. So it was not my idea. It
Okay.
was when I was working in EY.
Uh-huh.
There was this friend of mine. I was looking out, of course, different countries,
Okay.
but I was looking out on countries that where Indians can get visa, like
Mm-hmm.
with the facility of green card or something like that. So at that point of time, I knew about Australia, I knew about Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and she mentioned this friend of mine about Denmark, and they have the green card, and and up until then, I never thought about Denmark, and then I started Googling about it,
Mm-hmm.
Denmark,
Mm-hmm.
and then I came across across the statement that Denmark was the happiest country in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, that I was damned. I mean, like, is there a country that can be happiest in the world? I mean, like, I didn't even know that there is that kind of analysis that they make on a country level basis. Then I read more about Denmark, about the cycling culture, about the work-life balance, about the social benefits people here get, and all those kind of things, and why people are happy. And I analyzed it, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of reading around it, and it it just resonated to me really well because I remember when I was working with EY, I had two other friends. One, he wanted to go to golf, have an expensive car, and have a good life.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter to him if he's in the most astonishing country in Europe, stuff like that. But he wanted a fancy car and whatnot. So, and I on the other side, I was happy with cycling, but in a country like Denmark. And the funny thing is, that friend came to my wedding in Denmark last year,
Okay.
and he currently works in Saudi. He drives a fancy car.
Mm-hmm.
He has a good job. He's been in Saudi for like 3 years, 4 years now, and he got what he wanted, what he was dreaming of, and I got what I was dreaming of. And when he came to Denmark, he was like, "Oh my God, I would rather cycle in this city than having a car in
Expensive
Saudi
car.
Arabia." Yeah, and he even looked for a job. He went through an interview here, and then unfortunately he didn't get through. But yeah, for me, the car, I think it's good idea. But I mean, I can relate more to like I mentioned, nature and whatnot. I'm okay with the bike. I cycle to work actually, and most of the people in Denmark,
Mm-hmm.
they just cycle to work, and that's why there's a lot of benefits, like health benefits. Pollution is there is absolutely no pollution here in Denmark. I think these are the things that actually makes Earth sustainable.
Exactly.
And I think that should be the focus actually, rather than, driving I mean, like, of course you should, or if I also enjoy driving a fancy car and everything. When I come back to India, 5, 6 days, yes, of course. But I rather enjoy, I mean,
Yeah, I totally understand.
I also,
Yeah.
yeah,
You have the nature and you have
because
the fresh air and you always stay positive. What else do you want?
yeah, yes, and also it's the sustainability,
Really
right? I mean, I
sustainable.
think in this era, we all should think about how we can make things more sustainable and last for like the next generation and next generation.
Hmm. And when you started applying for those immigration for Denmark, how long it took, and what all charges?
It took it took me 3 months. It was really fast
Oh,
because
really?
I just wrote my IELTS exams. I
Okay,
was ready mentally.
okay,
I submitted, and three months,
okay.
boom, I got my visa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I just and I just put down my papers to UI.
Okay. So within three
Yeah.
months, that's a very short time. You're really lucky.
That's a very, yeah, I think Denmark was at that point. Now they do not have green card anymore.
Huh?
But at that point of time, when they had it, it was just 3 months, and it was, I think it's the fastest of all countries
3 months, that's quite
when it
short.
comes to visa processing.
Yeah, that's really good. 3 months, that is really short. And how your
Yeah.
parents gonna accept that when you're planning for go Denmark? Because we know being in a Mallu, all the people want to be in actually you wait just follow same stream, and you actually say the wrong stream.
uh, yeah. Well, my mom was happy
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, like there was no push from my mom's side that um like I was still in Bangalore, not in UAE or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
because I clearly she knew that I didn't enjoy UAE. So, but she was happy that she knew that I'm a person or a personality who always go with my gut
Mm-hmm.
feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and the problem with the gut feeling is that you win some and you lose some. So from my Dubai experience, it was a gut feeling, and that was a bad experience actually. That I had to come back with spending a lot of money
Yeah.
at that point of time, right? So this time I knew that this was again a risk that I was taking because I've never been to Denmark before. I've just seen videos, I've read about it, and I just went for it. And this time it worked. It clicked this time. So, and my mom is happy about it because, of course, I'm able to support her in a much better way.
That's really, and
Yeah.
you're the first one in your family to be in actually in Denmark, right?
Uh, my family, meaning my immediate family,
Yeah,
or
immediate
like around
family,
my cousin.
immediate family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My sister, she lives in Delhi. She's a nurse.
Okay.
But my cousins, I have a lot of cousins. One cousin, he lives in Ireland. One cousin, he lives in the UK. He works for HSBC. So I have like a lot of people in Europe as well working around. Yeah.
And how was your what do you say that? What how was your like, emotion when you first got this like green card?
When I took the passport
Uh-huh.
and I saw the passport with stamped visa on it,
Uh-huh.
I was like, this is everything I wanted in my life. And that was a moment of reflection and all the tough times because I was not having a good time in while I was working in EY because I was getting close to my 30
Mm-hmm.
and I was clearly not motivated in my job that I was doing because I couldn't see myself doing what I was doing at that point of time for the rest of my life. And that's how I like to see things in my life that I would only invest on things that I think I can make something out of it.
Okay.
And at that point of time, what I was doing was something that I wouldn't want to do for my life. So I was not invested on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how my brain works. If I see that there's not something that I'm going to do for another 5, 10 years, then I would just not invest my time. But I had to do it because I had to live, make money, and survive. So I was in the job. I was not motivated, but all those 2 years, 3 years that I worked in EY, it just came to my head, and I was like, yes,
uh,
this is
maybe
it.
maybe that is the reason actually we start we actually when actually discussed in earlier. I can see you happening. You said it's today actually you're totally stressed, but I couldn't see any stress in your face. You're totally happy. Maybe you're
Yeah.
actually select the right area and actually you took the risk actually and see actually follow your dreams. You face all the challenges. Yes, obviously work will always be stress, but I think you are actually started loving your work, so you don't feeling that stress. Maybe I cannot
Yes.
see a stress phase in you.
Yeah, that's because I what I'm doing is what I like right
Yeah,
now.
that's really good. That's really
And back then, even it was easy job what I was doing in Bangalore, but I was stressed because that's not something that I wanted to do in my life.
mm-hmm.
So that was stressing me. Here, it is. I think it's much more complex and it has a bigger impact on the business what I'm doing. But it doesn't stress me because I like what I do.
Is there a difference in the
Yeah.
work environment between I mean actually India that was in Bangalore?
Yes. 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 A lot. there's a lot of difference. Starting with there is no micromanagement
Okay.
in this side of the in this side of the world. At least in my experience, people trust you that, and they don't care how you do it, when you do it. Not they care maybe when you do it, but they don't care how you do it. If you're given a task, they trust you with that task,
Okay.
and they're not gonna. And this is totally different here
Mm-hmm.
because you have the task, you figure out the way you want to fix it,
Mm-hmm.
and that brings creativity, innovation, and so many other things
Yeah.
to the person personally and the team. Yeah,
So I think there is more flexibility, right?
there's a lot of flexibility in Copenhagen, in Denmark at least. They don't force you to work beyond 37 hours in a week. It's up to you,
Yeah.
and no one's gonna come by law. You are only allowed to work 37 hours in Denmark, so no one can push you beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you, of course. It's not always 37 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We I do 45 sometimes, and there are consultants auditors who do 60, 70, stuff like that. But that's again depend on how they want to live their life and ambitions and whether, how fast they want to grow up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
It's very subjective thing, but no one's going to force you actually.
Okay, that's right. That means that
Yeah,
there is always a fantastic good work environment.
yeah, there is a really nice open work environment actually.
And you're totally enjoying.
Yeah. Yes, I am. I've been lucky to enjoy that. I think um I can compare Scandinavian countries
Mm-hmm.
standard, like it stays way up from rest of the world. I would say,
Mm-hmm.
be it the US, be it the UK, Australia, or whatever. I think the Scandinavian standards are really, really high.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And last one more question, Jason. I don't know actually take much your time. I know actually you are in office. What about your future plans? Any future plans?
Future plan, that's a tough one.
Yes.
Yes, the future plan is to grow personally,
Yeah.
uh, to enjoy the journey.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have I cannot put my finger on certain things, but only that I just, I want to do something really big,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, the roads are not clear yet,
Okay. No
but
problem.
I'm still figuring it. Yeah, I just know I have to do something, and how I do it is all these questions will come along the way, I think, and I will. My current focus is to keep exploring things so that I meet that situations in life where I can be what I want to be. So right now I do not have an XY because we live in such a changing world, fast-paced world that everything
Dynamic.
changes from 1 month to 6 months. So I think in my head it is stupid to have a goal for such a long period when everything is changing so fast. So whatever opportunity we have today might not be there, or maybe there'll be a better opportunity there in 2 years down the line because everything is changing so fast. So it's for me it's just stupid to put a finger on one thing. I'd rather enjoy the journey and pick up on the opportunity as and when it comes.
Okay, okay, okay. And you all the best, Jason. That was a very fantastic one. I totally enjoyed it. And by the way, your beard is fantastic. It looks very nice.
that's my Corona beard.
Yeah, you are looking handsome,
Thank
natural look.
you.
Yeah, yeah. No, seriously, actually, I was actually that was really seriously said. So actually, that was really wonderful, and all the best for you. And definitely, I think that you will find that silver line. So you will get that future. Don't worry. Actually, it's only a matter of time. You reach this level, I'm sure that you will reach that and get the silver line. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. You have all the best with the interviews, and you're doing a good job. And I hope great stories drives uh, a lot of motivation
Exactly.
around the people who listens to
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
And I think it's if you can bring a lot of good stories, I think that's it.
Yeah,
That's a very fascinating thing to have, and something that good content you can just put it out to the world, and people will listen to it.
yeah,
But all the
definitely.
best, and good job.
Thank you, Jason. No, no, the pleasure is totally mine, totally ours. Thank
Like,
you.
yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Jason. Bye bye. All the best.
Yeah.
Bye. So that was a wonderful conversation with Jeson Joshua. If anybody of you want to get into Denmark, Jason has made a vlog especially for you. He will guide you throughout the process. You can find the link in our description box. Hope you find the video interesting. Until then, this is Arunam from M.Cherry&Aleana. Bye for now. See you.